Hi, my name's Dale. I'm from daledarley.com and Healing Osteoporosis Naturally. And this series of videos I've called The Business of Healing. And there's two reasons why. Obviously it's about healing, but it's also about business. And one of the things that I do is help people to write books. And they are mainly books that they're personal stories. People have been on massive healing journeys in some way. So the books tend to be part story and then part how-to, like a process. And I've also been through a massive healing journey myself. I didn't do it, my spine fractured in January, and I've been on a massive journey healing my osteoporosis and indeed writing a book about it. And so what I wanted to do was combine the two things just to get you thinking about both your healing journey and the journey that your reader might go on while you are writing your book. So in this particular video, we're going to have a look at something called the Conscious Competence Model. And I'm sure loads of you in the business world, you already know about the Conscious Competence Model. But let's have a quick reminder. So we have unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. It's a really weird thing, isn't it? How do you know what you want to know when you don't know it? Then we have conscious incompetence. You actually know that you don't know. Conscious competence, you know what you know. And then we move into the unconscious competence piece where you just know it. It's hardwired. And I always invite people when they're writing their book and they're thinking about the steps that they're going through is to actually mentally go through making a cup of tea and then writing down those steps. You know, we don't think about it, do we? We have to physically walk to the kettle. We have to put our hand on the handle. We have to lift it. We have to open the lid. We have to walk to the sink. We have to put our hand on the tap. We have to open the tap. But first of all, we've got to remember to move the kettle under the water. I mean, you know, we just do it. And what happens is both in the healing process is, you know, once we've healed something and it's in the muscle and we're doing something like perhaps we've given up sugar or we're drinking water consciously, we forget about that time when we didn't do those things. And when you're writing stuff in your book, I'm sure you'll have missed something out for your reader. And the point is, the reader's going to get a little bit confused. So really do take that time to think about how you went through that process. So consider the reader. So the book that I'm writing, people don't know. The stuff they don't know. They might know something. They might have done a little bit of research. They might have some level of experience, but actually chances are they are not the expert. And for any one of those 4 reasons, that's why they're reading your book. So we have to consider all of that from the reader's perspective. So when I started this book, I actually started a new journal. In fact, long before I started the book, I started the journal when the spine fractured, because I really felt that I wanted to capture all of those moments. You know, when I read it back, it's actually quite horrific what I've been through. It really has been such a horrible, horrible process. But I've recorded the journey and those experiences, but also all of the learnings, you know, stuff that I've read, stuff that's come to me, all of that has gone into my journal so that as I'm actually currently editing this book, as I'm writing and editing the book, I'm able to actually go back and relive all of those things. So, you know, when you think about it, when you're on a healing journey, you know, when you don't know what you don't know, it's all about being kind to yourself and then knowing that things will get better, staying focused and keep practicing. And, you know, when we get to that conscious competence thing, is remembering how tough it was to actually get to this really great point that you're in, staying on track and trying not to get too complacent. So your healing will have gone through this journey and your reader will want to go through this journey. So it's remembering those two things. Now, I wanted to bring this in as well. Those of you, again, who perhaps do change management will understand the Kubler-Ross Model, where, you know, when change happens, however that is, people go through denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance. Well, I actually looked at this model from, well, what was it like from the point of my spine fracturing to this, everything feels great and, you know, let's get on with life. And I went through deep, deep shock. And I guess shock and denial maybe are the same. But there was a sense of numbness. This can't be happening to me. So that denial. Fear. It was horrendous. I was so scared. And then I was really angry at doctors who didn't want to find the root cause and just went, no, take drugs, go away, do some exercise. And it's like, I am in so much pain, and you know, I'm fatigued, and there's all these things going on, and I was so angry, and I was a little bit angry with my body, and then it was like, no, don't be angry with your body. Try and sort things out. Now, I did go through a big period of depression, but I'm immensely self-aware, and in that period of depression, I was actually depressed because my hormones, the root cause of my osteoporosis, cause something called prolactin to rise, which lowers estrogen. And if any of you know anything about neurotransmitters, you will know that the two neurotransmitters involved in this is dopamine and serotonin. No wonder I felt like rubbish. And anyway, so, you know, time moves on, that I get through a level of understanding, of acceptance, and just moving on. But what I want to do is bring those two models together. So your healing will have taken the journey, and your reader is going on a similar journey, and it's about putting yourself back in your shoes. And remember, you know, if you've got that journal, go back and read it if it is safe to do so. And for me, it's always about trying to keep it simple. You know, when we become an expert in anything, the chances are we're going to bore someone. Someone asked me the other day, well, how do you lower dopamine? And I said, well, it really depends on why you've got, you know, high levels or low levels of, they asked me, how do you raise dopamine? And I said, well, it depends on why you've got it. And I wrote this post and I thought, oh, whoops. I've answered the question, but actually I know, it feels like I know too much now. And that's the problem, isn't it? Is we get to that point where we're the expert and you go, yeah, well, you could take this and you could do this and you can do that. Oh, and if it's such and such, No. Our reader needs simplicity. They need to know this stuff. But instead of using technical terms and technical processes, think about perhaps their learning styles. So someone might want to see it visually, someone might want to see a list, someone might want to kind of like make sense of it by combining those two methods. You know, it really is about simplicity. And what we really want, you know, in terms of the book and our healing is we want us and we want our reader to be just in the right space, the right place, whatever that place is, to be just doing whatever is the right thing. And I think that's our skill as writers, is to gently take the reader through these processes and let them know that every stage they're at is the perfect stage to be at. And this healing journey, this journey they're going on as they read your book, is a process, and every part of the process is just perfect. So your actions are to take yourself back in time, reread the journal, step back into those emotions, but only if it's safe to do so, and remember to keep it simple for your reader. So that's me. My name is Dale from daledarley.com and Healing Osteoporosis Naturally, and we are talking about the business of healing.